Hello, hello everyone. How's it going? Just finalizing the setup for the day. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, so I'm kind of in a stretch a little bit because I'm trying to switch with my right hand on bottom and my left hand on top, and it's kind of an awkward angle, but we're gonna do it. My volume is slightly low. Let me turn the music down. Is that better? Is that better, Aika? Hey, Flea, or hey, Susan, how's it going? I'm Flea. I know what I'm doing. Glad you made the switch over to Twitch. I can turn the music down lower, but this is as high as my mic goes. So maybe I have them on. Oh, it shouldn't matter what side I have them on. Hey, Katie, Magpie, the whole gang is here today. Okay, it's still low. Okay, let me try this. I had my headphones on backwards. Does it sound better now? Note to self, putting your headphones on the right way makes a difference. That is good to know for these headphones. I didn't even think about it because they're the over the ear ones. They're these ones. And it turns out having them on the right direction makes sense. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have fucking thought having the headphones on the right way makes a difference? So we are 456 stitches deep for today. Um, yeah, right, right. I am actually gonna send a link to someone real quick. One of my besties just messaged me asking how I'm doing. And I am gonna send her the link to my live and see if she joins it. We'll see what happens. Hey, yeah, no, the struggle is real. The struggle is real today. But I am enjoying an adult beverage, the taco truck lager. And I can only be live until like 3:30, and then we're having guests come over, and I gotta be a good sport and prep for the guests. Okay, let me see. Let's get the stopwatch going again. How is everyone's Saturday going? Ika's got some Amarilla going. What is Amarula? Amarula? What is Amarula, friend? Enlighten us. You sent us the photo, but what type of liquor is it? Or drink is it? Oh, Des, I'm so sorry. That is a giant bummer. I am so sorry, Fran. Okay, let's get this camera angle to be a little bit better. There we go. Once I finish this column, I will be able to much more comfortably stitch this way. Ah, it's very sweet. I probably would not enjoy it that much then. I do not tend to enjoy a ton of sweet drinks. Right now, the wifey and I are enjoying, or we bought some. We're not currently drinking it, but we are enjoying the French's version of limoncello, which is awesome. Oh, yay! That's awesome, Magpie. I'm glad your surrogate nephew did well. I don't know why my phone keeps slipping on me. And of course, that makes me want to make a Bob's Burgers joke. A South African fruit. Interesting. Maybe I may have had it. I think I have had it because I've been to South Africa before. Yeah, my phone is definitely not staying in position. Let's tighten this up a little bit and see if it'll stay now. Oh, that's awesome, Magpie. That's so sweet. It's so nice to watch those awesome things happen. Okay, where am I at? What am I doing? Stitch that one. Gotta go to this one. Got it. I have never been to a bar or bat mitzvah. I've never been to a mitzvah. Would like to go one time, but I actually don't know that many Jewish folk. Hey, Clover, how's it going, friend? Did y'all see that full 5% video that I posted? It's crazy that is only 5%. It's absolutely bonkers. Oh, that's awesome, Aika. You're gonna get there soon. I mean, Eel, that makes sense. It makes sense that his older brothers is the only other one that you attended. That tracks. Unless, of course, you're Jewish. That's awesome, Aika. I'm glad you're staying on track with yours. I have figured out that as long as I stitch roughly 4 hours a day, I will remain on track. What am I doing here? Am I doing the right thing? I haven't had that much to drink yet. I am not doing the right thing. One beer deep and I can't even pay attention. And of course, this doesn't want a frog, at least not frog easy. There we go. I guess if I don't make one mistake during a live, it's not a solid live. There we go. That's where I wanted to put that stitch. I was going to try to dual stream to TikTok today, but something is wrong with my old computer and I can't get it to come online. So I may have to try to get my stream key from my work computer. Oh, why didn't I think of... I'm a dumb butt. Total dumb butt. I could have remoted into my work computer and gotten it that way. So silly. I don't know why I didn't think of that until just now. Enjoy your crochet, Aika. I realize that most of the floss I need, now that I have done my inventory, I already have. So I will not be needing to do a floss purchase anytime soon. So that's kind of nice. Oh, that's a good little path there. And of course, we've got a good amount of green and a little tiny string of thread. Like a big man in a little coat. It might have just been my brain lagging that I didn't respond to you faster. Because I have been suffering from some brain lag this morning. So I finally watched the first Inside Out last night. I had not seen it before, and we were prepping for Inside Out 2. So, oh, the stream froze. Huh, that's interesting. I'm showing 0 dropped frames. That's weird. Uh-oh. That's bad. Say it ain't so. I'm intrigued to find out if they're gonna make if in Inside Out they're gonna end up making Riley trans or non-binary. Because like the people that have observed it are correct. All of the mom's emotions are female or female they have female what's the word I'm looking for? Not signals, but it's kind of like signals. They have female outward identities, it looks like. Yes, they have more female, outwardly female characteristics. Thank you, Aika. And all of the men's emotions have male outward characteristics. And the same thing with the little boy that she ends up going on the date with also has male outward characteristics, but Riley's have both male and female outward characteristics. So there's been some talk online of whether or not Riley is non-binary. Coded, yes, female coded. That is a much more accurate word. Yes, they all seem female coded, and all the dads seem male coded, but Riley's are both male and female coded. Oh man, I got almost all of this done with one stitch left in these squares, and I don't think I can get to that stitch. What do we think? That's all the floss I have left. Do we think I can get to the square over here? I don't think we can, but I think I'm gonna try it. Let's see. Ultimate floss chicken. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, we might be able to do it. Oh, I think we're doing it. It's a little taut, but I think we got it. Come on. There we go. Think we got it. Was a little taut. A little taut was the story of your life this morning, or the floss chicken? Three zero four seven. 162 is done. The floss chicken. You know, the only thing that sucks about wearing these headphones for the live is that if someone breaks into my house while I'm live, I'm fucked. Yeah, because my wife just came home, opened the door. I think she just said hello. She's talking to the dog. I just heard her say something loudly. But if it was someone I didn't know, I'd be dead by now. That's great. So hopefully nothing terrible happens to me while I'm live. Come on, this needle is terrible for thread, but I am determined not to let it fall out or fail on me until it's actually done. I will not give up on you, little needle. But you know what I might do? See if we can fix it this way. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Oh, I just realized you guys couldn't see that. I just took my razors, my snips, and tried to run it through the needle eye to widen it a little bit. And that might have made it worse. Jesus. Asking for help from gods I don't even believe in. This is killing me right now. There. Nope, I still missed one. Not give up on this needle because I am stubborn. Damn it, I might have to give up on this needle. Yep. Okay, giving up on that needle. New needle. Can someone DM me in the live that I changed needles at 95,610? Or DM me on Discord? Oh, Aika, that is a... Ooh, that is a... quite the question, and to be honest, I am terrified, and it's not the first time that a movement like this has happened. I think we are in a very scary state of affairs in the United States. When Annette and I went to Australia in January, everyone wanted to talk about American politics, and we were warning all of the Australians that it was very likely that Donald Trump was going to get reelected because Biden is problematic and old, and people don't like him. We needed a better Democratic candidate. And they didn't give us one, and now Trump is going to be reelected and have king-type powers, and is going to fill the government with his little minions, and any of us that don't fit in their cast are in serious trouble. I was inversing those numbers. Thank you, Magpie. I gotta put it in my notes, and my phone is being used, so I cannot take the notes. But realistically, yes, I am very afraid of Project 2025. And more than just me being afraid, I am afraid for my wife and my family and other people in the LGBT alphabet community that don't have access to resources. It's a very scary time in our country right now, and it's interesting because I wanted to ask you, as a person from Germany, what is the feel in Germany right now about what's going on in the United States and the rest of the world? I mean, I know that in England, the Labour Party just got power again, or whichever one the Liberal Party is. I think it's the Labour Party. But like Italy's gone fascist again. There's a bunch of other fascist people that are rising. Um, and as a person from Germany, you have a culture that recovered from fascism and maybe see things differently than we do here in the United States. So I did want to ask your opinion on what you think and what you see. Yeah, I did hear that the German right has gained a lot of power also. It's a little terrifying. Arr! Well, that's the difficulty is there's not a lot of difference between the right and the left anymore. There's a lot of centrism and a lot of people ignoring what's going on. Um, that's good that you have lots of people united against the far right. The far right is very terrifying, I think, for a lot of people in our little community. Because so far our community seems to be fairly open-minded and accepting of everyone, and in my personal experience, that is not the way I have been treated by people of the far right. Yes, I think extremes on both sides are too much. But as far as I'm aware, the far left doesn't want to take rights away from anyone in particular. Hey, Starshine, how's it going, friend? They might want to take money away, but they don't want to tell trans people they can't get health care, women that they can't get health care, people of color that they can't go places. I am against militantism in any form, but I will defend myself if necessary. But in general, I am a pacifist. And I think as a trained martial artist, anyone that's truly a trained martial artist is a pacifist and is against violence. At least in my opinion, if you were trained well. Physical violence should always be a last resort. Well, like that's better than us here in the U.S. Our presidential candidates are in their 80s. And unfortunately, the younger ones that I would like to see run are considered too far left the United States. Well, Starshine, it also depends on how you're taught, too. Not everyone is taught pacifism. Not every school teaches that you should only use your training in defense of yourself or others. Excuse me. The good schools do, but not all schools are good. Oh, Aika, you will get no arguments from me on that statement. Unfortunately, the wife and I just came to the conclusion that if things get really bad here, instead of fleeing the country like many of our friends are talking about doing, we will stay and fight. And fight for the principles of a country we once believed in. Because whether or not the founding fathers believed it when they wrote it, I do truly believe in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, and that all men, well, it should be all people are created equal, but still. Oh, I don't disagree with you, Aika. There has been a lot of damage done, especially with the latest Supreme Court rulings that have come out. The Chevron ruling is a complete disaster, and the ruling that just gave the president immunity from prosecution for quote-unquote official acts is a disaster. And I don't know what the solution is. But I'm hoping that we'll find one. And that hopefully not too many American citizens are harmed in the process of finding a better system. Because that's the last thing I want to do, or I want to see, is people being harmed. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how the history books will portray it, but I do think that one day this period of time will be known as the Second American Civil War. It's just not being fought with guns. It's an ideological war. And one of the reasons I specifically say no hate in this group is because I want this group to be open and welcoming to everyone, especially members of the LGBT plus community, but I also want it to be open to people that aren't in that community and may be on the left or right side and may not know queer people or people of the LGBT community. And I opened myself up to being an ambassador and someone that's willing to talk and answer questions about what it's like to be a lesbian or a queer person in modern American society. And I don't harbor any hate in my heart. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of ignorance, and I am hoping that I can be a voice of education and learning, which is why I care so much about no hate. And I don't think we should hate the people that hate us. I think we should defend ourselves against them and be prepared, but I think we should have pity for the people that hate us and try to find some empathy and understanding for their ignorance and hate. Because in my mind, that's all hate is ignorance and a lack of understanding and a lack of empathy. And Starshine, I think you're right. I think things are gonna get worse before they get better. Yeah, unfortunately, there is a lot of misunderstanding about the other. People are afraid of the things that they don't understand, and instead of trying to understand them, they think it should just be banned. And I think that's really a scary way of thinking and an ignorant way of thinking. Um, like the people that we are having over for dinner tonight are parents of my former roommate and my roommate. And my former roommate is a lesbian, but I'm pretty sure her parents voted for Trump at least once, if not twice, but definitely for sure once, and have some conservative views, but they're very lovely people. And they just don't understand, and were sold a bill of goods by Fox News. And don't understand that while Fox News may have the word news in it, Fox News has rebuilt itself from a news network to an entertainment network. And that is a very fine distinction that many people don't know about. The only news I follow the New York Times because it mostly reports stuff I want to know, and it seems, although it is liberally skewed, it is more unbiased than say Fox News or CNN. And then I also like NPR, but again, NPR is also liberally skewed. So my sources for most of my information are the New York Times, um, or NPR, in case any of you are ever wondering. And if y'all are ever in a social media argument and need someone to join on your bandwagon, let me know. I will fight the trolls. So the Bild paperwork or the Bild newspaper in Germany is a conservative newspaper. I feel like NPR is pretty neutral. I don't think it's 100% neutral, but I think it's pretty neutral. Ah, yes, that is very like Fox News, in my opinion. I also think, unfortunately, our society now with the internet has a bad habit of creating echo chambers where dissent in a space is not allowed, which I believe is what I was experiencing when I was arguing with those cross stitchers on Facebook about um, whether or not AI is stealing or not from artists. And everyone just piled in on top of me and stopped actually reading what I was saying and was just telling me that I was a terrible person instead of giving time and consideration to my arguments. And I believe that it's only by understanding someone else's arguments and point of view can we truly understand where they're coming from. Um, and maybe help them move past a rudimentary understanding if it is the case. Oh, see, most of my family has unfriended me or blocked me on social media because I do not stay quiet when they post politically incorrect things. Most of them blocked me during the Corona crisis. But I definitely get where you're coming from. It does take a lot of emotional energy and a toll to put yourself in that vulnerable situation. $8.28 is next. And just for the record, all of these statements I'm making are my personal political statements, um, and are not that of the group in general. Oh, my hair is falling in my face. I think that is very accurate, Starshine. People don't like hearing what they don't like. And I think there are ways to say things that people don't want to hear to them, but it is difficult and requires some patience. Which I think I get part of that from being an HR person. I have to tell people stuff they don't want to hear all the time. Although my favorite thing I've ever been told as an HR person is an employee once told me they had no incentive to come to work. And I was like, isn't that what your paycheck is? Yes, but the easiest way to piss off a someone that you're arguing with is to remain calm in the face of their ire. Being able to remain calm is an incredibly useful tool. Which it is a tool I'm not the best at because I often do not remain calm. Although I can remain my composure until I can let go of my lack of calm and release energy in healthier ways. Damn it. Those 3 stitches are sitting there, and I don't think I can reach it. I don't think I can do it with this strand. I'm gonna have to do it later. Yeah, that's definitely not 3 stitches worth. Yeah, and if you get that way, Aika, it's okay to step away from a conversation. In my opinion, if you're starting to get anxious or angry, I feel like it's best to say, like, I am no longer able to participate in this conversation in a constructive and healthy way, and I need to step away for a minute. You know, I need to step away and compose myself so I can have a constructive conversation. And I think being able to do that not only shows maturity and wisdom, but it also hopefully de-escalates the situation a little bit. And I say all this, but it is not always easy for me to practice what I'm preaching, so I definitely get it. Oh, Ika, you also have to have the part about, like, can we table this conversation and come back to it? I do want to come back to this conversation, but right now I need to gain my composure so that we can have a healthy and non-reactive conversation. Just because most people take a thing that way does not mean it's true. When I was in high school, I was the first loud and proud kid at my high school. I wasn't the first openly gay, but I was definitely the first loud and proud. Um, and I grew up in a small town going to a smallish conservative high school and I started the first gay straight alliance at that high school. And it was the first gay straight alliance in my county. And Westboro Baptist Church came to protest. And I was lucky that I had my parents' support. But even with my parents' support through that, I learned how to argue, debate, and stand up for myself quite strongly. Once you've been protested by Westboro Baptist Church, you can pretty much argue with anyone. Oh, I agree. But that is a great statement. Church and state are supposed to be separate. Well, and I think that mind frame is important to keep in mind because that the people that think like that are the same people that are afraid of gay people being around their kids. And it's not because gay people are trying to indoctrinate their kids, it's because they're trying to indoctrinate their kids and other people into their beliefs. So if they're trying to indoctrinate people, everyone must be trying to indoctrinate people. Oftentimes the things that people are afraid of are things that they themselves are doing. I think too much for myself as well. Hello everyone, my name is Flea. I am cross-stitching the Sistine Chapel ceiling. My goal is to live, laugh, and craft with compassion. I'm willing to discuss anything and everything, as witnessed by the conversation we are currently having about politics in the United States of America. If you have any questions or comments about me or the project that I'm working on, or something in particular you'd like to hear me opine about, please drop it in the chat box. And if you're enjoying this live and would like to know when I'm going live next, you can always check out our Discord channel by clicking the link in my profile. Gotta do the spiel at least once alive. And it seemed like we were hitting peak viewerish. So I just saw a woman on Twitch today. I was perusing the makers and crafters Twitch, trying to build up some community. And there was a person on there that was doing a 12-hour stream for hitting 1,000 followers. Oh yeah, Starshine, you point that out to people and they get mad. Spiel has an I instead of a U. Oh yes, the Discord is also pinned. Sorry, I can't see the pinned comment. That is too long for that. I will make a promise to y'all. If I ever hit 1,000 followers, I will do a 12-hour live. I will do a marathon if we ever hit 1,000 followers on Twitch. Oh, and also, Starshine, in my opinion, the most of people in the United States that call themselves Christians don't actually understand the teachings. Ooh, I have almost hit my minimum goal for the day. That's fun. I am 20 stitches away from my minimum for the day. You're right. You did say most. I was just emphasizing the most. I was just think that just made me think of that movie, and it's an intense movie. That's awesome, Clover. Okay, I'm gonna bust out some of these confetti stitches because I still have like 50 minutes I can be live. Your goal was only 500. 500 is a lot of stitches in a day. That's at least 3 hours of stitching. Oh, that's awesome, Starshine. Get her done. $500 stitches is hard. My bare minimum goal is 550, but because I'm so far behind, in order to finish this in 10 years, I have to do 585 stitches a day to get caught back up, and I'm trying to bring that number down by doing more. Oh, I hope you can get it there, Clover. I have faith in you, friend. Starshine, what kind of do you do remote tarot readings? Yeah, shortcake. I'm trying to do this in 10 years. Unfortunately, I'm a little over a year and a half in, and I'm behind by about 10%. Annette and I were talking about it last night, and she was like, "Why don't you just move your date?" I'm like, "No, because I'm stubborn. I'm not moving my date." She was like, "Your mom died. You're allowed to move your date." And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do it." Yes, like I'm trying to keep working above 585 to then hopefully bring that number down so that if I miss days, it's not as big of a deal because we do have quite a few trips upcoming and I am trying to get caught up so for those trips, but I don't know how long it's going to take. Oh, that makes sense. I was just curious. I know there's a lot of people on TikTok that do tarot. They do TikTok live and pull tarot cards for people. And I find that fascinating. Gotten quite a bit done this morning. I was like over here when I started, and I've already gotten about 600 filled in. I mean, it's not a full 600 because they were already filled in a little bit, but still. I totally get it, Starshine. I haven't done tarot in a long time, but I do understand the importance of being able to communicate with the person you're reading for. My wife was a little freaked out when she found out I had tarot cards. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so I have 3 tarot decks in my nerd nook. And one I kind of count as a half tarot deck. I can technically do tarot, but it's actually a reproduction of an antique card set. Maybe we could, but it's like I still need the books and stuff. It's been a very long time since I've done any tarot. I also freaked my wife out when I told her I messed around with voodoo once and I thought it was a joke, and it turns out that shit was not a joke. Yeah, my mom brought me a like make your own voodoo doll kit from New Orleans that like she thought was a joke. That shit was not a joke. I almost made a girl trip down 2 flights of stairs, and I have not touched it since. I instantly threw that away. I lit it on fire and threw it away. I was also only 13, so note to self: don't buy 13-year-olds. Make your own voodoo doll kits. Because they will do stupid things like clip their classmates' hair and at recess do a voodoo spell on them. No, I didn't know about salting at the time, so I have no idea what happened to the voodoo doll. I threw, yeah. My mom had kind of a sick and twisted sense of humor. It was very dark. On that same trip, she brought me back a shirt that said Immaculate Conception, Home for Wayward Girls, with Mary in a like lock hole or keyhole. I don't think you should buy children shirts to wear if they don't understand them. 'Cause I was definitely not old enough to understand that shirt. I also had a Ouija board around here somewhere. I don't know if the Ouija board made it into the house. Yeah, yeah. Lack of understanding and ill intent can mess up a lot of shit. All I did with the voodoo doll was a simple spell to make her stomach upset. But by the time we did it, she was standing at the top of a concrete staircase, and when we did the spell, she grabbed her stomach or clutched her stomach and almost fell down the stairs, but luckily caught herself on the railing. Looking back on it, I'm quite ashamed of it now. The girl was a bully and wasn't very nice to me, but now looking at how she grew up in her life, like you can understand I can understand why she was a bully and how she became a bully. And she was just trying to survive. Yeah, exactly. At 13 years old you don't know better, correct. Doesn't mean you can't look back on your past actions and have some regret and sadness about the actions that you took. Hell, I look back on actions I took 10 years ago and have regret and sadness that I took those actions. I think that's what makes you grow as a human being. Well, I think that's a good point, Starshine. Remorse is good atonement. I understand. I was also severely bullied as a child. Um, I was the super nerdy smart kid in the 7th and 8th grade, and my 7th and 8th grade class was only 30 students, and I was smarter than everyone else, and I was overweight. And I brought books to school to read that were bigger than the textbooks we were reading, and I hung out in the library all the time. And I was an easy target because I also looked rather butch and behaved rather butchly. I was very outwardly queer at a young age and received a lot of bullying from ignorant people. So I'm sorry that you also experienced bullying, friend. I I did not attempt to unalive myself until I was a little bit older. I was 15 the first time I tried to unalive myself, and I'm sorry that anyone else has ever had to experience that. Depression and bullying are terrible, terrible things. Oh, Starshine, I'm so sorry. That is terrible. I was also bullied by my own cousins. I did not live with them, but I was very much bullied by them. That's amazing, Aika. Congratulations. Unfortunately for me, I live with pervasive, uncontrollable SI, and luckily the ADHD meds help a lot with the SI, but I still have them once or twice a week. But luckily it's just SI, and there's no actual intention behind it, and I know how to fight it. But I've basically had persistent SI since I was 15 years old. It's been over 20 years that I've been living with it. And that is why I am so happy and proud of this project. Because I have a 10-year project that makes me want to stay alive. And many of my friends are happy and enthused to see that I am planning at least 10 years in the future. Like, if you're, as long as there are things to do, you will stay. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Sorry if this. I wish I had a trigger warning. Sorry if this conversation has triggered anyone. Um, didn't know this was gonna go there, but we do talk about mental health quite a bit in this live and on our Discord, because we want to make sure that people are taken care of. So my apologies for this conversation coming up, and my apologies if it has triggered anyone. Yeah. Also, in the mode of a subject change, don't forget that we can also use the safe word of Mona Lisa wallet to change conversations. How about we put that out there? We can safe word conversations with Mona Lisa wallet. And if you weren't here for the Mona Lisa wallet moment, Mona Lisa wallet is our safe word. Don't ask questions, just know that it's our safe word. You feel like the conversation change should be a different safe word? That's fair. Okay, we need a different safe word for a conversation change. That makes sense. I did finish my master list. I didn't do anything after my live yesterday except go back to stitching. Because I realized after putting together the master list that most of the colors I need to shop for are colors, excuse me, that I already have. What if we make our, I was thinking sweet fries could be a good one, but we do talk about food. Something, what about alakazam? It's the magic word to change the conversation. And alakazam doesn't come up in conversation almost ever. Was thinking of hoodoo voodoo, but we don't want to invoke that. I feel like alakazam is better. Yeah, there you go, Aika. Or we could just make the safe word magic word. Or just safe word works too. Or we could do a has-been hotel reference and just do rubber ducky. Meatloaf is good. Meatloaf is good. But I like meatloaf. But I think rubber ducky should be our safe word. Cool. Rubber ducky is our conversation changing safe word. Or just the duck emoji, yes. Okay, so we got Mona Lisa smile, or Mona Lisa wallet, and rubber ducky. Mona Lisa wallet is for if someone in the room is making you uncomfortable and they need to be banned or politely asked to leave. Or and then rubber ducky is for a conversation change. Isn't there an actual rubber duck emoji somewhere? Oh, that's a bummer. I like that we're all figuring this out together and we're all figuring it out early. I do think after this thread, I am going to have to log off because I should really help my wife get stuff ready. Oh, Arthur Weasley. Okay, wait, I should mark off what I've done, because I have done quite a bit of traveling with this color. There we go. Oh, good. We've more than crossed my daily goal, so we're at 603 for the day. Perfect, which means if I can't make it back to Stitch, I will be fine. Holy crap, I'm 4 hours deep and I've done 603 stitches. It means I'm stitching at roughly 150 stitches an hour now. Tilly is good. She got a bath this morning. So she's all fresh and she's so fresh and so clean. Because we have guests coming over and we want a fresh and clean poopy girl. And our dog groomer is closed right now for the holiday. Hopefully I will be able to stitch after our guests come tonight, because then it'll help me bring it down a little bit lower. Keep wanting to bring that 197,000 down lower and lower. I can't wait until I reach the day where I've done more stitches than I am behind. Yay! Dress pics in the Discord! Excellent! Okay, I think these are my last 2 stitches. No, I have more to go, I think. Let's get this far one over here, because that is confetti-like. Just doing some confetti cleanup. But this last one is definitely my last stitch before I bid y'all adieu for the day. I will be back tomorrow. My live tomorrow will probably be around 3 or 4 p.m., but my wifey is leaving town for the night, so I should be able to kick it with y'all for quite a while tomorrow. So be ready to check in around 3 or 4 p.m. tomorrow, and I will let you all know in the Discord exactly when that will be. Talk to y'all later. Thank you for joining me. Still wrapping up to do my sign off. I need to come up with a sign off. But thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for being willing to have the tough conversations. Discussing mental health and politics can be quite difficult. But you all are amazing, wonderful, supportive people. And I appreciate having all of you in my live and being willing to spend time with me. And I will catch you all later. Thank you for joining me.